As the last of us begin to come in, it's kind of weird, right? It's already been a year. For those of us who were in this position last year, who were sitting in this row, who were terrified about what they were about to say, it's kind of weird that we're already at this position. To the 5 that are standing in front of me, sitting in front of me, you guys will be fine. It'll be okay. This is your student body. They care. They respect you guys. I just want to say that I thank you all for being here, though you have to be here. I thank you for being great audiences, to listening to what they have to say. I'm going to begin in a word of prayer. Thank you, Lord, for the group of people in front of me. I thank you for their strength, their confidence, their resilience, and their leadership on this campus. Lord, I pray that you give them the will, the power, and the strength to go on and to do what they're meant to do. I thank you, Lord, for answered prayers. Amen. So we are going to begin with Kate Burke, our first contestant.
Oh my gosh. Hello, faculty and fellow students. My name is Katie Burke. I'm adopted from China. I've been here since 7th grade, and I'm not as scary as I look. I promise it's just my face. One of the things you have to do in a prefect speech is talk about yourself, which I think most of us can agree can be kind of awkward. But I think one of the best ways to know ourselves is to ask the people around us. So I asked. Listening and transparency. I'm a good listener. I listen more than I talk. I'm transparent. What you see is what you get. I'm honest. I'll always tell you what I think. And having been here since 7th grade, I've noticed a desire for change. And that is why I'm running for head prefect. I want to make the changes that you want. Character before career. Hopefully by now you know our school's motto. It means that getting a good job in the future comes second to you developing as a person. And recently, I've noticed that there's a disconnect between what we say and what we do. For example, here at SBS, we strive for excellence, especially academic excellence, and that's something that I want to change. I want to strive for a different kind of excellence, overall excellence. I want our diversity to go beyond the countries we represent and refer to the qualities and the talents of the people sitting next to you. I want SBS to be a place where you can develop your hobbies and not be consumed in the grades you get in the classes you're taking. Some of you might disagree, but without good mental health, social health, and physical health, grades will only get you so far. This is something that I've experienced myself. Before I came here, I went to a school that didn't give grades. Before I came here, I didn't know what an A felt like or an F felt like. After a while, I started to notice that I wasn't who I thought I really was. My happiness became reliant on grades, and that made me absolutely miserable. I even considered leaving. And I'm sure this is something that all of you have felt at one point or another. I didn't want to be defined by my grades, and that's what I want for all of you, to be something outside of your grades. I want failure to be a pit stop on the road to success. And in order to grow as a community, we need to recognize our faults in order to succeed. As head prefect, that would be one of my goals, reinforcing and redefining character before career. So how do we do this? I believe that by improving our community, we can redefine what character before career means to us. I want students to have outlets to balance the stress of SBS academics. For me, what really helped was having a few people there. Community. And I know that sounds cheesy and cliche, but it's true. Every year we talk about community, and very rarely does anything happen. It becomes an SBS catchphrase, a word we just throw around, and that's something I'd like to change, and I've been thinking about how. By giving people the chance to think about themselves as people who are more than just GPA earners, we need to know one another as people, not as numbers. As I look around the room, there are a lot of faces that I don't know, and that's something that can change, and that will change if we give it time. Like you, I sometimes get caught up in the comparison game. I wonder if I should try to be a leader. I didn't even think I'd be standing up here in front of all of you. But here I am, and I want to tell you that I do listen, I am one of you, and I will be honest with you. Thank you.
Fantastic job, Katie. Anya.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anya Cariani, and I want to be your head prefect. I'm up here today to tell you a little bit about why I think I'm the woman for the job, and it's a big one, which is why I want to start off by making very clear what the job description looks like, at least to me. Head prefect is above all a balance between responsibility and compassion. There are two components to this job: the logistical side, the planning, organizing, the public speaking, and the emotional side, constantly being a resource to my peers from 7th to 12th grade for support, and providing a strong role model for all of you. I believe head prefect, at its core, stripped down to basics, is a connection, a link between students and faculty. I am able to provide a voice for change for you that might not otherwise be possible. Now that I've defined the job, let me tell you why I think I personally fit it so well. First, the logistical side. I carry through, I deliver on my promises. I pour my heart and soul into any task I undertake, no matter how small, which is why I would be the perfect person to run meetings or organize assemblies. My brain is constantly moving to find solutions to problems, which I would do along with the prefect board, should you choose me. As head prefect, my door would be open to each and every one of you, because you're all intelligent, gifted individuals. And I value your feedback, and this system rests on it. Which is why I pledge to care about you. And I care about you now, and I'll care about you next year, and all the following years, because at the end of the day, we're a family. Despite all of our differences, and we're all very different, we are bonded together through shared pain of pop quizzes or staying up late into the night, and especially through shared joy. I want everyone to look around you right now. Really look. Look at the people next to you, to your left, to your right. This is your family for the rest of your time here, time that will shift your worldview. Because this is such a special place. We're all products of the Stony Brook community, a hotbed for creativity and connection, and sometimes discord that we all have to get to together as a family. This leads me to the emotional side of head prefect. In the same way, a bridge must be firmly rooted in both sides of the bank in order to be effective. In order to be a liaison, I have to be connected to both sides, students and faculty. In my experience, faculty connections are way easier. The student side is where it gets a little bit tricky. I'm going to be a 6-year senior. I know everybody says that they've sat in your seat and heard the same speeches year after year, but no joke, guys, I've probably sat in the literal seat you're sitting in right now. We used to have chapel every day, so we were in here a lot. All this to say, I recognize the barriers we put up. These social dividers that set off little alarms in our brain, like, maybe I shouldn't sit next to this person, or maybe I should take part in this thing, even though I know it's wrong. The only thing these barriers are truly barricading is change. The only way to dissolve them is empathy. Empathy, the power to truly walk a mile in somebody else's shoes, to feel their ups and their downs. And because I've been in your shoes, and because I am in your shoes, and I still experience the same things you do every day, I make it a goal to always look at things empathetically. As head prefect, I would make sure all sides are represented at all times, no matter what, because we all deserve a voice. And as head prefect, as a bridge between students and administrators and vice versa, I would make sure no stone is left unturned and no perspective left unheard. Because empathy, seeing the student side, is the most important. Thank you so much for the time and respect you've given me, and I trust you're all going to make the right decision, whether that means voting for me or any of these 4 other highly qualified candidates. Thank you.
Good job, Anya. Margaret Giorgero.
Hello, everybody. My name is Margaret Diogero, and I am honored to be standing here with this amazing group of capable candidates. I desire to represent you as head prefect next year. What does it mean to represent you? To represent you, I have to know you. Whether I've passed you a ball in the lacrosse field, cheered for you on the poolside, cooked a meal over a campfire with you, danced the night away at a winter formal, or even turned this very area into a theater, I feel that I've gotten to know so many of you in a unique way, and I want to continue to get to know each and every one of you so that I can represent you well. Every leader has a different skill set, and I believe that I am good at helping other leaders realize what their strengths are and empowering them to use those strengths to benefit the whole community. The Prefect Board is designed to support you, and I feel I could be a successful leader of that group. Another strength that I've been told I possess is to be accessible and welcoming to everyone. I want you to feel welcome in participating in everything that SBS has to offer, and I believe that the Prefect Board has a responsibility to be the most open, the most welcoming, and the most inviting group on campus. One goal I have is to promote interaction between day students and boarders. Because I am a day student, but I live in Alexander Dorm with my family, I have seen that strong interactions between both groups can benefit students and the community as a whole. It can be easy to spend time with the people we know best, but most of the time when students branch out, they see that there is so much to gain from getting to know new people. One starting point may be to plan events on the first Friday of every month to create fun activities for boarders and day students to overlap. I want to help create more opportunities for you to take advantage of the cultural diversity that is offered here. Another goal I have is to solicit student opinion more often about events, daily activities, or just general ideas about how you think Stony Brook could improve. I feel this could be accomplished by meeting with me over lunch, frequent surveys, suggestion boxes, or even sitting in on your council meetings to learn how I can help. I want to hear from you, and I want you to feel heard. You are a key part of this community, and your opinions matter to me. I believe that great leaders are first great listeners. During my time here at SBS, I've been listening, observing, and have developed as a leader as a result of following good leaders. I've received so much from you as a community and have grown tremendously that now I believe it is time for me to use that experience to become the best leader I can be for you. In case you haven't picked up on it yet, the theme is you. Students, I want to represent you well to all of the faculty. Faculty, I want to be a successful liaison between you and the students. In closing, imagine a meeting between administration and faculty, and there is one student, the head prefect, who is there to represent you. I ask you to imagine me in that meeting, representing you, because I value you. You are important to me, and I will work my hardest to represent all of you. Thank you.
Great job, Margaret. Boomia. Who are you? It's an age-old question whose structural simplicity undermines the true complexity of it. That may have been the most unnecessarily complicated thing I have said in a couple of weeks. But who are you? Well, let me start. Who am I? Good afternoon, my fellow students, my faculty, and these 4 wonderful women I have the opportunity to run with. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Tamno Bomi Nosahare Eitoyo Meibaka Oluwasheo Mobolaji Emmanuel Uruene. I am a Nigerian, and I'm going to be 17 in a few weeks. And the most important thing you need to know about me is in this world, there are few things I love more than shoes. So, who am I? I'm the most emotional person and probably the biggest mama's boy in the room. But my big body and big demeanor often tend to hide that. But who am I? I grew up with a family that instilled in me a sense of
respect for everyone, male, female, young, old. A sense of responsibility, leadership, and organization to help guide you and myself. Who am I? Some of you may know me as the International Council President that comes here to stutter about another event. But I'm also the guy that you can sit down and listen to everything that you have to tell me about your culture, your background, who you are. Who am I? I don't even know yet. But what I know is that we are all unique, different, and that is the beauty of Stony Brook. We all have different characters, different traits that distinguish us from each other. But that builds this beautiful community, because without any one of you, there will always be something missing from Stony Brook. And that is the importance of understanding and accepting who you are. The truth is, I would hate to deceive you and make empty promises, but I know that the beauty of this community is in the difference and diversity. And the only way to grow as a community and as individuals is to appreciate and embrace that. And then you have a unified group of people, and then a unified voice, so that you can be heard clearly and actively. So please, allow me to help us unify our voice. Thank you.
Great job, Bumie. And our last but not least, Anna L.
Hey everyone. So I remember what it felt like attending SBS for the first time in 7th grade. I was young and easily impressionable and suddenly thrust into a completely different environment. However, everything that I thought might go wrong actually didn't. I joined the school and almost immediately felt known. I felt known even by seniors with whom I wouldn't have dreamt I'd speak with in a million years. Anyone remembers like John Desson, all of them? There was a fluidity there, something I'd never experienced before. I had come from a school of about 70 people, which is nothing. There were 5 kids in my grade. And I felt more known in that first year than I did after 8 years there. I remember completing 8th grade and looking forward to my freshman year, and my parents told me, "Are you sure you want to come back to Stony Brook? You'd get more sleep if you didn't." And even though that's probably true, I answered back so passionately that I wanted to come back. And I think it took me standing in front of you all today to really figure out why I wanted to come back that year and every other year. What impacted me? It's just that. I had never run into a community so diverse and so tight-knit. It taught me to dare to defy norms, not for the sake of being contrary, but for the sake of staying true to myself and my morals, no matter what. It helped me become someone who is great at listening to and relating to others of all different kinds. It applauded my love of striving for creativity. I found my strengths in who I was. I was challenged and able to be myself in a tight-knit community. It challenged me to make an impact. Impact. That's what I truly want for the school. As head prefect, my goal will be for every student to make an impact at SBS. But what is it really? Google says that it's to have a strong effect on someone or something, which many do, and all of you, student, faculty, can. I want to start by celebrating the student individually while stressing the importance of our community. Wade in the Water and the work job announcement today have been amazing starts, but we have so much work to do. I have learned over the years that so many of you have incredible talents, incredible hearts, and incredible stories that just need to be shared beyond the scope of academics. Students tend to have a mindset of a higher goal of doing well in academics to get into a good college, which is awesome, keep doing that. But we should not lose sight of when you leave, what has anyone gained if you haven't made an impact? Who will you be if you haven't cared to? Each person deserves to be known and honored in the impact they have made. If it's displaying more art, having more performances, jump-starting publications, holding tournaments, or any other means, I want students to feel like they can make an impact. Even if you're quiet, it doesn't matter. If anyone remembers Jason Tao, he made an impact quietly by just holding the door open for everyone, even that last kid that didn't have their ID and was late to class. Good students make a school good, driven students make it driven, and unique students make it unique. And with this student body, we're capable of all three. I want next year to be the year that we look around us and lift each other up in who we are. Once we do that, I will strive as your prefect to bring SBS off campus and into other communities. I love what has happened this year with the stress on community service and seemingly endless opportunities. I think, as has been happening in mini courses, that we can benefit greatly and also learn from what other towns have to offer, whether it's taking trips to museums, concerts, lectures, workshops. We can get in those things for free or discounted, and I think it would be an awesome way for us to take our community and bring it outwards and learn from it. From then, we can take what we experience and integrate it into the culture that we've already formed here, the one that kept me coming back year after year, and hopefully all of you too. Thank you for listening today. I've been honest and real with you. I love this place, and you guys too. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Always strive to make an impact where you are. Ellie, last year, challenged us all to be interesting. And to that, I'm adding this. I'm challenging you to make an impact. Through all the change that has happened and will happen, by voting for me, I will be the school's rock and cheerleader, lifting you up to do so. You don't have to change yourself to do that. Just be strikingly and unequivocally you.
An absolutely fantastic job, all of you. Could you guys actually stand up real quick? Can you please give them another round of applause? Nice to see you. I cannot tell you how difficult it is to do what they just did. That is them coming up here and speaking to a group of people that is, quite frankly, sometimes a little scary to look at from here. But they did it. Thank you all for being fantastic listeners. As soon as this assembly is over, Mrs. A will send out an email where you guys get to put your student input. I really urge you all to look deeply into these 5 in front of you, to look into what you want in your next head prefect and who would fill that the best. Thank you all very much, and seniors, you are dismissed.